Take two. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Hi, I'm Hammy, Mountain Moon Adventures. Hope you had a great Mother's Day yesterday. I had a fabulous day, and I'm even happier because Mother's Day and my birthday only 2 days apart. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, there are some things I hate to do though. Today is laundry and weeding the garden. Okay, that's probably the two jobs I hate the most is laundry and weeding the garden. But I mean, if you don't weed the garden, nothing's gonna grow. And if you don't do the laundry, then unfortunately, you smell like the compost pile in the garden. And I use natural fertilizer, so you know where I'm going with that. So I tried to figure out a way this year to cheat a little, if you will, with the gardening and all that. And I was like, well, I could use buckets and I could use planters and things like that. But I have an overabundance, overabundance of feed bags. Um, I get the cracked corn. I get for the chickens. I get alfalfa pellets in a bag for the goat. I get chicken scratch, and then there's another one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head. Anyways, there's 2 bags of grain, and a bag of corn, and then a bag of alfalfa pellets. Now, because I like to feed the birds too, right? You don't mean my birds, right? Feed the bird, feed the bird. Um, I didn't even unroll this when I washed it. I go through a lot of feed, to say the least. And if y'all seen the size of my goat, it's definitely going on a diet this summer. So I've cut her down from 2 feeds of her alfalfa in the morning. Well, she gets one in the morning and she gets one at night. So I've cut her back on that, and now instead of putting her apples and her lettuce and all her fresh veggies and stuff like that in both feeds, I've just skipped the green, right? For the like I call it green, but it's alfalfa pellets. It looks like rabbit food, right? And she, of course, she always steals from the chickens, so she gets a little bit of chicken mash. She gets chicken scratch. She gets cracked corn just because she's a sneak thief. All right, can't keep her out of anything. But I'm cutting her back on that, so where she's not getting that in the evening. Now she just gets her fresh fruit and vegetables in the evening, and that's not added to her breakfast. And she still gets hay. She can eat as much hay as she wants. Good lords, I got over 1,000 pounds of hay that's got to get used up. So she's not starving. But what to do with all the byproduct, if you will? So I put it in a pile last year, just as a test pile, and I planted pumpkin seeds in it. And wow, did they ever take over? They took over the whole corner of the backyard that I didn't even have to cut the grass. Hey, work smarter, not harder. So, anyways, with all those feed bags, I'm getting a lot of compost material as the feed bag gets empty. What goes in must come out. It's not pretty, but it is what it is. But, anyways, I decided I'm going to do a layer of hay in the bottom, then a little layer of natural compost fertilizer, then maybe another little layer of hay because the hay is dirty. I'm not using the clean hay, I'm using the dirty hay. But just kind of layer it, and then I'll put my good soil on top, and I'm going to plant in the bags. Now, with the trees around here, sometimes my garden's on this side of the house, and I have a bunch of trees because it's a whole ridge line that goes right up. I like to call it my mountain. Right, so it's a lot lower than my other mountain I had out west, but it's still a mountain. If you fall down it, yeah, it feels like you fell off a mountain, guaranteed. So there's a lot of trees up there, and as they start budding out, right, I lose a lot of light. I lose all kinds of sunlight. So I thought, well, if I do it in bags, I can move the bags around. I got a truck dolly type of thing, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's got the little platform on the bottom, 2 wheels. It's really heavy duty. So I thought I could just slide the bags onto. I don't know why I'm folding the house coat. I'll probably put that on later, anyways. But it was like I could just move them around the yard, and I think just chase the sunshine. So that might work instead of, cutting down a tree. I don't want to cut down the trees just for more sunlight, you know? I like trees. Every girl likes wood. So, anyways, I just thought, well, let's do that today. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'll show you what I'm doing as soon as I'm done folding laundry. Like my little poncho, I was camping, okay, and I forgot my coat. And I have this big heavy duty wool blanket, right? And I love it. I've had this thing forever. Well, it was like, it's just got one little hole here. This little hole. You can see, obviously, I caught that on something, right? But I decided that, well, instead of trying to wrap it around me all the time, you can't hang on to it, it falls off, right? I just took it and I cut a hole right in the top. And then don't mind my sewing, that was just yarn, just sitting around the campfire, had nothing else to do. So now when I put it on, it doesn't fall off. And even soaking wet, this is super warm. So this is just getting it ready for camping season again. And I just love it. And then if I just want to use it as a blanket, well, as Mr. Moon says, where the hole is, he says it's like a fart portal. Because once it's on you, the hole in the back, right? I mean, yeah, I guess, right? Or, if you got your menopause and you want to throw a leg through it, cool off, whatever. But I couldn't stop laughing when he called it a fart portal. All right, but it still keeps you warm. The animals like laying on it, but it gets covered in hair real easy. So that's what we're doing today. So come on outside with me and we're going to go check out the compost pile. I'm not going to show you me digging it because who wants to see somebody, ankle deep in a pile of schmutz, right? But I thought this would be the perfect way with all these feed bags because I don't know what to do with them. Normally I just stick hay in them and then I stack them up and I've got like 15, 20 bags that are all ready to go at any given time. So it's like, well, what do I do with the rest? When they get the big crate of apples comes in the fall. My neighbor always likes to put them in the bags. I can't talk today. I don't know what's the matter with me. But he likes to put the apples in the bags because the farmer only lends him that big crate, has to come on a trailer. So I usually give him a bunch. He still got lots. And then I was thinking, well, the way, how I have a problem with that barn flooding out because it comes down under the floor and then hits the center floor. Okay, some of you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. Some of you that watch my video do. Okay, on Angelina's side of my little barn, it has a wood floor. It's raised. On the chicken side, you just take a little step down, but it's dirt. All right, and then the new coop on the other side is up on a raised floor. So, and it's its own separate little unit. I haven't cut the chicken door to join all three buildings. All right, so they can only get on the two sides, the chicken side and the goat side. So when it melts, my little mountain, it all comes down, but it goes under the barn. That's why the wood floor is awesome because it stays dry. But unfortunately, the dirt floor, as the water flows right down and under, it gets mucky and flooded out a little bit. And I'm constantly packing it down and bringing in new soil because chickens will keep scratching and digging. And, you know, when you move the hay, suddenly you see a puddle underneath, right? So my friend Roadhog, he came up with a good idea. I showed a video, I think it was last year or the year before, and it was like, how am I going to get the water out? And I don't know why I didn't think about it. He said, can't you just dig under the door and make a little tunnel, like a little trough? And I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Of course. So I did. I dug a little, like a mouse hole, if you will, about that big around. And all that water, just when it came in, it just kept on going. So that made me happy. This year I want to put patio stones down in there just to give them a drier area where I know the wet spots are. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. I don't have that much energy to move patio stones because I still got to do laundry and gardening. But I'm going to use the feed bags. And for people that say you can't get out to go buy seeds or something or what have you. Little trick my friend showed me. She has a soup mix, dried soup mix that she has in her pantry. It has kidney beans in it, black beans. Um, I think it's the yellow bean, but they're actually a little black bean itself. Uh, well, there's barley, things like that. She picks through. She pulls all the beans out, and she uses that in her garden, and they some of them grow. She's had pretty good luck with that so far. So I'm going to try a couple bags with that. The corn that I get for the chickens, it's cracked corn, but sometimes you get like a whole kernel. So when I get bored, I just sit there and I start picking out the whole kernels. Now I don't know if they're going to grow or not, but they might. I do the pick out the sunflowers in the shell in the wild bird seed. Right, I'll use those, and they grow beautiful flowers, beautiful flowers. And then I've got some leftover pumpkin seeds. I've got pepper seeds from the grocery store, from the peppers, tomato seeds from the tomatoes from the grocery store, and they're already sprouting and doing well. I try to save some of my peas because I love growing peas. I love peas. Peas are good. When you're my age, when somebody says pea, all right, you're not thinking what I was thinking. But I love peas, right? Peas and corn and all the good stuff, right? And the animals love it too. So I pull all the pea pods that are getting a little bit old, let them dry out. Next year, I plant them. So, I mean, and you can do that with any seeds that you have. I don't know if the barley's gonna grow, but I might do just one bag just as a test of either barley and one of wheat. So there won't be a lot there come harvest time. Obviously, it might get a handful, but just knowing that I can do that and grow it in a bag, potatoes, it's perfect. You no digging, no nothing. Let your potatoes. You start it low, and then you just keep filling it up as the leaves start growing. And then when it comes time to harvest, you don't have to sit there and dig and worry about damaging your potatoes. Getting just jam that shovel in there, that pitchfork, because you get pissed off. You've been standing out there all day. Just stump the bag over, shake it out. There you go. Yep, pull your potatoes out, put the dirt back in, use it next year, right? Just add a little fertilizer. So, let it sit. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about doing some gardening this year. I didn't get much of a garden last year, I was too busy. And then every time it rains, um, my eaves trough is still broke. It doesn't matter how many times we fix it. When the snow comes off the roof, it catches the eaves trough and it snaps it off again. So I'm done this year. I'm just leaving that big old rowboat underneath to collect all the water. But I punched a hole in it, and I've got a garden hose, and the garden hose goes out to the garden. Perfect. I can move the hose anywhere I want, and it can drain it anywhere it needs to go. But when it rains really, really hard, the back from all that coming off the hill, I have just a little trough that goes around the house, and sometimes it fills up, it gets really saturated, and the garden gets really, really wet. So, it's like, okay, and then if I forget and not move the hose and drain a whole 14-foot rowboat full of water, yeah, you'll sink. You'll step in it and you'll sink, right? My own little quicksand bog. So I thought, well, why not do the bags? That way I can lift the bags up. I can put them up on a board, and that way it spreads out the weight, and they shouldn't sink down too far if it gets really mucky. So that's what I'm doing today because I got those seedlings started, and I need to get them planted because here in Ontario, they say don't plant before May 2 for a weekend, right? Because we always get, it's rainy, and we usually get a frost. So I like to plant around the 1st of June, around the first week of June. But then that really shortens the growing season, right? If you're just going from seed outside, it's pretty short growing season. So, because I'm in northern Ontario, it gets cold here. By September, so it starts getting chilly, start firing up the wood stove late September, just to take the dampness out, right? But anyways, that's what we're doing. So you guys come on with me. We're just gonna go have some fun. Okay? I'll see you in a minute. All right. Fold your laundry, because it just never ends. Woo! Aw, did you see that? And I got folded again. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, I distracted her. I had to bang a stick off that broken piece of eaves trough that's down in the boat. Now, I cleaned out some of this yesterday. This is from the barn. I'm at the back of the barn right now. I haven't let the kids out yet. But I'm going to, from that pile you saw over in the corner, I'm just going to take this and replace it. It's been out for, I don't know, maybe a week, 2 weeks. I just keep throwing out more and more, trying to keep the barn a little bit tidier. And with all the leaves and stuff back here, it's dry now. It was pretty wet, but I got it all dried out. Just rake all this up. That'll go into the compost pile, and then I'll use that next year. So, just keep moving on, moving on. All right, it's still pretty soft where I'm standing here. It's not wet, but it's soft. As you can see, the whole pen needs to get raked out. So, and the snow that came off the roof up here came off the roof and it crushed that cage. So I'm glad there was nothing in it, but still, that gets hauled out today. And yeah, here we go again, huh? Yay! The lilies are starting to come up. These are those day lilies, the big orange ones. So that's cool. Rocks covering up a hole. But yeah, it's coming. Pretty happy about it. Come on, spring. Okay, now I'm in the feed room. I use these old freezers. We got corn in that one and some scratch in that one. Watch out, Dooley. That's Dooley. Everybody knows Dooley. And then I've got down in this one, that's Angelina's pellets. And then in this garbage can, don't mind the mess in here. I'm trying to move the freezer, the one with the food in it. So, and then there's another big garbage can full of a different kind of chicken feed. But, hey, Dooley. Yeah, I have to move this big freezer. That's just dirt on the top. It's no big deal. But it's kind of staying old. But it's starting to give up the ghost. So, it's time to move it. Get it out of the way. And then in here I've got gravel and oyster shells. So, but yeah, we just threw everything in here throughout the winter. So, don't worry, that's not shit or nothing. It's just dirt, isn't it? That's from you guys, isn't it? So yeah, so with that, and then, okay, watch out, bud. I usually put the feed bags out in the hay tent. Come on, Dooley, scooch over for a minute. But that's a full-size feed bag, so I thought, well, I rolled it down 3 times, tucked it around the top here. Sorry, he's really mucking with me right now. But I thought, well, let's start at about, hold it up if I can. Okay, you see that? So that's about folded down about halfway. Here, do you want the bag so bad? Really? Here, you want to go in it? He usually likes to play in the bags. So then I figured, well, I've got so many of these. Like, there's another stack right there. And this thing here is full of bags. And then I've got a whole bunch out in the hay barn. So, but speaking of which, I'm going to show you how much hay I went through this winter. And show you the difference in those three bales that I got. I thought that they were only 700 pounds. I think earlier I said I had 1,000 pounds of hay. Mr. Moon corrected me. Each bale, I think, is 1,000 pounds. So that's 3,000 pounds. So I don't mind using it up. I got a real good deal on it, though. Buddy just wanted to get rid of it. And he sold them to me for $50 a round. So let's go and check out the hay barn. So I don't know if I ever showed you guys the tent. Mr. Moon got me a tent because that's the other hay barn and the roof collapsed in it. And we knew it was going to give up the ghost pretty soon. As you can see, the door doesn't close. I have to keep it prop shut. So that hay in there is just basically bedding hay now. And it's not too bad. I thought it was going to get a lot wetter than it did. But it actually didn't do too bad. So I'll probably use that in the compost anyways. But check it out. Isn't that cool? So I got 2 at the back there. And this one in the front, as you can see, I barely got into it. That's a lot of hay that came off of this thing. Like, I'm talking a lot of hay. Try to get around here. So, as you can see, they're really big rounds of hay. This one's just tore up a little bit, but if you can look over the top, I don't know if you've got enough light. But, yeah. So, I'm only maybe a quarter into it. And I mean, the hay is still really good. Well, here on the top, not so much. The seeds have fallen off on the top. But that's why I don't have a problem. Like, there's more feed bags. I've got feed bags everywhere. So I figure between this, well, not this hay, I'll let her eat all the seed heads off at first. But the seed, or the hay coming out of the barn, trying to get out of here. It's hot in here. Leave this door open a little bit. Trying to get that done. And then I just figured it'd be easier just to garden in bags this year. See what I can do. And I'm thinking about turning part of the front yard, but the front yard's all sand, so I have to amend the soil, and that's going to take a lot of work because it is mostly sand. Got some little flies in here. But yeah, he bought me this because my other one is giving it up. I'll come back and open this up proper. I just don't want to leave the door open swinging in the wind. So, but yeah, there's always something going on. I'm constantly working. So, if you can see in there, I don't know. I'm trying to show you through the fence. Okay. Where are we here? All right, there you go. You can see where the roof collapsed in there. It's not down as far as it was because it doesn't have the weight of all that snow. But yeah, look in there. It's not too bad. So I think I'm just going to take this barn down because it's just an ice shack and it's just put together with basically cotter pins, right, and hinges. And I think the boys just used nails to stick in like all these little door hinges that were attached to the side of it. Because when you look at the size of this shed, it's not that big. And then look at the size of this tent. It's huge. And if you see back there, that's all my firewood. It's already bucked up. It's good to go. It's absolutely good to go. So all I got to do now is walk it around, stack it, come down this side. So yeah, we got quite the length here. But it's just been crazy trying to find all this, move all this other wood out of the way and crap. You can see I've had to cut down some trees just to make room for it. So we'll get in here a little bit closer. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Annette. But yeah, cut this down just to make room for the tent. But we got this big pile, and if you look over there, that's still part of the pile from last year. And then hopefully, I wanted to do it this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to have time, is going to get working on the pond again. The pond's kind of grown over, and my frog pond. And there's trouble. Yeah, come on, you old Jezebel. Oh, and it looks like my sign has fallen over. But, yeah, so I got the trailer tarp. I'm going to leave the tarp on the trailer this year. And then take I have a smaller tent like that one. But it got all tore up in the winter. So it collapsed too. Like the fabric did. Are you coming? Come on. Come on. So the fabric all shredded up. But the frame is still fine. The frame's not bent or anything. Oh, somebody giving a stink eye. So yeah, so I'm gonna move that in front of the trailer door and pull that tarp up and over and tie it all down, and then I can have like a little entranceway. All right. So folks, look at that, I'm 4 eyes. So anyways, that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna let the kids out of the barn. It's getting warm now, so you can't see me. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and it's good to see you all again. I know I've been absent, but I had something that I needed taken care of. Like I had to, I just had to, have it done. And I have good news. Like I say, tomorrow's my birthday, and I am officially retired. I don't have to do anything anymore. I don't do anything now. But yeah, I'm officially retired. This summer is summer of fun. Now, when it comes to the animals, of course, I'm always going to take them in. That's just my heart. That's just everything about it. But I all my groups and stuff on Facebook have got new admins for it, so they're taking in the calls and the petitions and things like that. So I thought that was wonderful. I'm still very much active on those. I'm very much active in the community for rescuing animals and looking out for them the best that I can. And sometimes when I need help, there's people that just jump right up and help me, and God bless them for that. And so remember, be kind to nature, and she'll be kind to you. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to post something for my birthday, right? We're going to celebrate, just have a good time. All right, God bless you. Keep smiling, keep your moonshine on, and thank you so much for hanging out with me on this journey for a whole other year again. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna go play in the poop pile because life is exciting. All right, we'll talk to you all later. Okay, bye.